third graders, we're going to be working on your words for this week, and they have a pattern called consonant, vowel, vowel, consonant. And you see the syllable break line between them. A lot of times when you see two vowels together, that's a vowel team, and the vowel team is going to make one sound. In this list, we're going to show you how sometimes when you have two vowels together, they're actually going to be split apart into two different syllables, and they're going to say their own sound. For us to know how to do this, we have to be very familiar with these two syllable types. So let's review these. We've got an open syllable where it's a single vowel at the end of the syllable, and it can open the door and go a long way. So we put the macron over the vowel to remind us it makes its long sound. That's its name, O. For a closed syllable, it's a single vowel followed by one or more consonants. The vowel is short. Another way is to remember the door. That single vowel loves to run, but he cannot get to the door because he bumps into the T. He can only go a short way, so we put the breve on top. Since he can't get to the door stays closed. That's a closed syllable. These two syllable types is very important for understanding our list this week. So teachers, if you need to pause this and write this on the board or create their own cards to look like this, that would be a good idea. This is very important to understand for our list this week. Let's take a look at when we see a word to figure out where the break is. So we see the word piano. We need to listen to the sounds that we hear. The vowel sounds I'm going to underline. P, A, O. All of those make a sound. The I and the A together do not make one sound. I hear the E, which is actually the long E sound. A and O. I'm going to find my first two vowels, and I'm going to look between them. If they say their own sounds, I need to split them apart. If they make one sound, then I need to keep them as a vowel team. But they make their own sound, I split them apart. I look here. This says this is a single vowel at the end, and it says it's long sound because it's an open syllable. It doesn't say I. It actually says E. A, no. A is a short sound, so we know it has to be closed. So we need the N to go with the A to make it a closed syllable. O, that's the only letter, the only vowel. It's at the end of its syllable. It is long. It's an open syllable. Open syllable, closed syllable, open syllable. That lets you know what the vowel sound says. It also helps you determine whether it needs to be an open syllable or a closed syllable, so it helps you know where to make those syllable breaks. Let's try another word. Let's do this one. The vowel sounds are I, O, I. Violin. Alright, we look between, we put our fingers under the vowel sounds. Vi, that's a long sound, so that's an open syllable. The vowel is at the end of the syllable. O, that's a long sound, that's an open syllable. Lin, I, that's a short sound, that is a closed syllable. Open syllable, closed syllable. Okay, so that's when we see the words, that's how we know where to put that break, is because we're listening to the sound and we're determining, based upon the syllable type, is it an open syllable because the single vowel is at the end of the syllable, or is it a short vowel sound because it's a closed syllable, a single vowel followed by one or more consonants. This is important to know for our words. We're going to be using this form, which each box is a syllable, not individual sounds. Because we are thinking and working with syllables, we're going to use this form. When you are reading a word, you need to do like what I did with the words on the back of this page. Listen to the sound and look at where the vowels are to know where to break it. When we're spelling the words, we need to be listening to the sounds to know what letters go in what parts, what boxes. So the first word we're going to do is create. If you need to clap it or tap it to figure out how many syllables. Create. That's 2 syllables, so we'll use 2 boxes. Create. The first syllable is cree, so it's C-R-E. That's an open syllable, the vowel is long. Create. A-T, silent E. The silent E makes the A say its long sound. Create. The next word we'll do is medium. Tap it or clap it. Medium. Did you get 3? Medium. The first syllable is me. E, that's an open syllable, the vowel is long, and I heard the E sound. D, it's a D-I. The I is actually saying the long E sound. There are several of our words in our list that have the D, the D-I, and the I says the long E sound. I don't know why. I've looked it up in several of my resources, and I have no idea why the I says the long E in these words that are spelled with D-I. If you can find out, let me know. I would love to know. Me, D, That's a closed syllable. The vowel is short. Medium. The next words that we'll do all have the O at the end. The first one is piano. P-N-O. P is the E sound. It's the I that says the E sound. Again, it's the long sound because it is an open syllable. An. It's a closed syllable. The vowel is short. O. The O is by itself. That is an open syllable. The vowel is long. P-N-O. Open syllable, closed syllable, open syllable. Is this making sense? Like I said, you need to know the syllable type to make sure that you're putting the vowel in the right place in the right syllable, because the syllable type determines the vowel sound. If you put the vowel in the wrong box, it's going to make a different sound because it's a different syllable type. The next word we'll do is radio. Radio. Ray. Open syllable, the vowel is long. A. D is the D-I. It says the long E sound. D and O. It's a long sound. It's an open syllable. Open, open, open. The next word we'll do is video. Vid-E-O. Vid. Now why is it vid instead of the V-I? Because that's the short sound. If it's the short sound, can it be an open syllable or does it have to be a closed syllable? Tell me out loud. It has to be a closed syllable, short vowel. a single short vowel followed by one or more consonants. It's closed. That has to be VID because the vowel is short. The next sound is E. It's a long sound. It's an open syllable. O. By itself, it's an open syllable. Well, why can't the E and the O be put together? Because they're not in one syllable. They say different vowel sounds. Every syllable has to have a vowel sound. I, E, O. If there's 3 vowel sounds, there has to be 3 syllables. This one has to be VID because that vowel is short. It has to be a closed syllable. This says its own sound. This says its own sound. They happen to be long sounds because they are open syllables. Does that make sense? The next word is studio. Studio. Stew, S-T-U. Stew, that is a long sound, but it says, there's not enough room for me to write it here. It says the long 2-O sound. The way to remember that is when you have those 2 O's, there's 2 sounds of the 2 O's. Oo and Oo like in boo, like in book. And so the long oo is like a ghost says boo. So if you can remember the eyes of a ghost for these 2 O's, and the ghost says boo, and if he's holding a book, that says boo book. So stew. D is the D-I that says the long E sound. Ooh, my marker's going out. And then the O, the open syllable. Open syllable, it's long. Open syllable, it's a long E sound. Open syllable, long O sound. Studio. The next word is duo. That means 2 people singing would be a duo. Duo. Do-o. Do. It's the D, long U, like the 2 O's. Do-o. Open syllable. Those are 2 open syllables. The vowels are long. The next word is patio. Pat-E-O. The reason why it's different is because of the vowel sound in this first syllable. Pa, a is short. T. This is a closed syllable, so the T has to be here. Even though a lot of times we say patio, but that's a closed syllable. The vowel has to say the A sound, so the T has to be with here in this syllable. E is actually spelled with that I and O. Closed syllable, open syllable, open syllable. Have you noticed? Not all, but some of our I's say the E sound. It may be due to word origin. I could not find that information. So like I said, if you find it, let me know. I would love to know why. The next word is rodeo. Ro-D-O. Ro, I hear the long O sound. R-O. If it's long, that means it's an open syllable. I do not put the D with the O. Ro, D. It's a long sound, so I know it's open. O. The O at the end is an open syllable. It says it's long sound. Rodeo. All of them are open syllables. Trio. Now we talked about a duo is 2 people singing. A trio is 3 people singing. or doing something. Trio. Tree, long E is spelled with an I again. O. Two vowel sounds, two syllables. Those vowels are put together when we just write it out. But if they're saying their own sounds, we have to split them apart. Trio. The next word is audio. Audio is something that I hear. Audio. A-D-O. Aw is spelled A-U. A-U is spelled, let me see if I can pull that card out. Aw is spelled with the A-U if it's at the beginning or the middle of a base word. Aw is at the beginning, so it's spelled with the A-U. Aw. D is the D and the I, so it's the long E. O. Aw, that's a vowel team. D, open syllable. O, open syllable. The next one is idea. Idea. 3 syllables because I hear 3 vowel sounds. I, it's the I by itself. D, D-E, it's an open syllable, says the E sound. Spelled with an A, it's actually the schwa, which is an upside down E. It says A schwa can represent any vowel and an unstressed or unforceful syllable. So I, D, open, open, and a schwa. The next one is violin, and we talked about violin on the back. Vi-o-lin. Vi, V-I. I know that it's an I sound. It reminds me it's an open syllable. O, open syllable. Lin, L-I, N. I hear the I. That's a closed syllable. The vowel is short. I. Violin. The next word is pioneer. 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 Pi is the long I. It's an open syllable. O, open syllable. Near. N, E, R. This is a vowel team. The 2 E's say one sound. That's why they're staying together. Listen to the vowel sounds. Pi, O, near. That says E. It happens to say the long sound. Pioneer. The next word is stadium. Stadium. Stay. A. I hear the long sound. It's an open syllable. D is that D-I, saying the E sound. Closed syllable, the vowel is short. Stadium. Alright, so that's how we split up the words. Open syllables, closed syllables. We had one silent E. We had one vowel team. 2 vowel team words. So it's important to know your syllable types if you're having to split up a word, but you have to listen to the sounds and know whether it's the short version of the vowel or the long version of the vowel, and know the syllable type and what it's doing to that vowel so that you can put it in the right box based on all the information that you know. Well, y'all are so much smarter now this week because you are learning more about syllable types and how important it is to know for your words. I hope that you ace your test this week and are able to read your words and your stories much better because you know more about open and closed syllables. Toodaloos, third graders.